Upbeat, adventurous music begins. Hello, adventurers, and welcome to our story corner. Today, we're going on a magical journey far, far away and way, way back in time. Are you ready to explore a land of golden sands, giant pyramids, and mysterious secrets? Great. Let's meet our hero. This is Amir, a boy with a heart full of curiosity and a backpack full of snacks and a trusty notebook. Amir loved reading books about history, especially about the incredible world of ancient Egypt. He dreamt of seeing the Great Pyramids and sailing on the Nile River. One sunny afternoon, while exploring his grandma's attic, he found an old dusty chest. Inside, nestled amongst old maps and forgotten treasures, was a beautiful amulet shaped like a scarab beetle. It glowed with a faint, warm light. Amir picked it up, and as his fingers closed around the smooth, stone beetle, the room began to spin. Colors swirled around him like a whirlwind, and the dusty attic smell was replaced by the scent of warm sand and fragrant lotus flowers. Whoosh! When the spinning stopped, Amir wasn't in the attic anymore. He was standing under a brilliant blue sky, with the hot sun warming his face. Before him stood something so massive, so magnificent, it took his breath away. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Wow, Amir whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. He had really traveled back in time. A friendly voice chuckled beside him. It is quite a sight, isn't it? Amir turned to see a man dressed in a white linen kilt, holding a palette and reeds. He had a kind smile. "My name is Hori," the man said. "I am a scribe. And who might you be, young traveler?" Amir, a little stunned but very excited, introduced himself. "I'm Amir. I can't believe I'm really here." "What's a scribe?" Hori laughed gently. "We are the keepers of stories and records. We use these special symbols called hieroglyphs to write everything down, from the Pharaohs' decrees to lists of bread and beer." He pointed to a nearby stone tablet covered in beautiful, intricate pictures of birds, eyes, and wavy lines. "It looks like a secret code," Amir exclaimed. "Could you teach me?" Hori nodded. "Of course. Let's start with your name. The eagle is A, the reed leaf is I, and the mouth is R." He quickly drew the symbols for Amir in the sand. Amir practiced them, his finger tracing the shapes. He was learning the language of the pharaohs. This was better than any book. Suddenly, a royal messenger hurried past, announcing that the pharaoh was holding a festival at the Grand Temple of Karnak. "A festival," Amir gasped. "Can we go?" Hori smiled. "It will be a long journey down the Nile, but an adventure awaits. Let's go." They boarded a sleek wooden boat with a big white sail. The Nile River was bustling with life. Fishermen cast their nets, farmers tended their crops along the green banks, and beautiful white birds soared overhead. Hori pointed out different sights, telling Amir stories about the gods and goddesses the Egyptians believed in, like Ra, the sun god, who sailed across the sky in his solar boat every day. As they sailed, Hori gave Amir a little puzzle. He showed him a papyrus scroll with a riddle written in hieroglyphs. It said, "I have a body of a lion and the head of a human. I guard the pyramids and ask riddles of my own. What am I?" Amir looked at the symbols. He recognized a few from his lesson with Hori. With a little help, he pieced it together. A lion, a person, guarding the pyramids. It's the Sphinx. He shouted triumphantly. Exactly, Hori clapped him on the back. "You are a natural, Amir." Finally, they arrived at the Temple of Karnak. It was even more incredible than the pyramids. Huge columns carved like bundles of papyrus reeds reached for the sky, all covered in colorful hieroglyphs telling stories of great battles and powerful pharaohs. The air was filled with the sound of music from lutes, harps, and flutes, and the smell of sweet incense. People were everywhere, dressed in their finest clothes, laughing and celebrating. Amir saw artisans showing off their beautifully crafted pottery and jewelry, and dancers performing in honor of the gods. It was a feast for the senses. In the main courtyard, Amir saw a group of children playing a game. They were tossing small stones and trying to land them in a set of holes dug in the ground. It was an ancient game called Senat. A friendly girl named Kia invited him to play. She taught him the rules, and soon they were both laughing as they moved their pieces along the board. Amir learned that even thousands of years ago, kids were still kids. They loved to play, laugh, and make new friends, just like him. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the temple, Hori found Amir. "It is almost time for you to return home, young explorer," he said softly. Amir felt a little sad. He didn't want the adventure to end. He had learned so much and made new friends. He thanked Hori and Kia for their kindness and for showing him the wonders of their world. "Will I ever forget this?" he asked. Hori placed a hand on his shoulder. "History is never forgotten as long as there are curious minds like yours to explore it. Always remember the lessons you learned here. Be curious, respect the stories of the past, and keep learning." Amir held his scarab amulet tightly. "I will," he promised. He waved goodbye to his new friends as the world began to swirl around him once more. Whoosh! He was back in his grandma's attic, the setting sun streaming through the dusty window. The scarab amulet in his hand was no longer glowing, but it felt warm, filled with the memory of his incredible journey. He pulled out his notebook and started to write and draw everything he had seen, just like a real scribe. Amir knew his adventure was over for now, but his love for history had grown bigger than the biggest pyramid. He realized that every ancient wall, every old artifact, and every history book holds a story waiting to be discovered. The world is full of amazing cultures and fascinating histories, each with its own magic. And all it takes to find it is a little bit of curiosity. So keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows what amazing worlds you might discover. Thank you so much for joining us on Amir's adventure to ancient Egypt. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing journeys into history. Until next time, stay curious.